Hey everybody, Dr. Nelson here. This is a video lesson about percent increase and decrease with equations. All right. So for this, the point of this video is to get you ready for Unit 4.8. So you certainly can use equations to express percent increase and decrease scenarios. Right. This is how algebra is used in the real world. Right. So first of all, take a look at this little diagram. All right, don't worry about the words. Just focus on the green diagram that has the boxes, right? So notice what we have is the blue box. That represents x. That's just some number, right? So the blue part here, I'm going to put an x next to it. But what's happening, though, is we're actually adding on to x, right? And we're adding an additional 0.15x on top of it. So this right here is a 0.15x. And together, when they're added together, we get 1.15x. So again, the blue box is x, and then what we added on is 0.15x, and together they represent 1.15x. And we can represent this scenario, okay, in a bunch of ways. Again, we could just say x plus 0.15x. We could use the distributive property where it's 1 plus 0.15 times x, or we could just write it as y equals 1.15x. Okay, but y, the number y, is the entire thing. All right, so from here all the way to the end, that's y. Okay, because it says y is 15% more than x. So we can use this now, okay, to solve scenarios. So it says a banker makes an investment of X dollars. All right, so the blue bar, all right, is the investment, and it increases by 15% to $1,250. So this right here is the amount that it increased by, okay, and altogether the entire thing is $1,250. And why is that investment? So I'm going to say 1,250, right? That's the value of y, equals, okay, 1x, that's the blue part, plus 0.15x. And that's the growth. So now what we can do, we can simplify this. So it's going to be 1,250 equals, well, 1 plus 0.15x is 1.15x. And now to solve for x, I'm going to divide both sides by 1.15. And when I do that, that gives us the original amount that was invested. So when I do 1,250 divided by 1.15, I get an answer of x equals, and for this, a calculator is okay, $1,086.95. And that's our answer. All right. So basically, the banker invested $1,086.95. Okay, that's this amount right here. That's the blue part. Okay, and then that amount increased by 15%, which is the 0.15x. Okay, and it grew to a total of $1,250. All right, so here's another one. This one is a little different because it's decreasing. Okay, so again, take a look at this graph, and it says, here's another example. It says if A is 7% less than B. All right, so notice that the entire thing this time is B, right? Last example, we used X and Y. This time we're going to just use the variables A and B. It's really the same thing. So B is the entire thing, okay? And then it gets shrunk, right? This part is removed, and the blue part is what's left over. And that blue part is what's considered A. All right, so B was the whole thing, okay? 7% was less, so this part was removed, right? And what's left over is the blue box, and that blue box, okay, is 7% less than what we had before, and that's A. So this can be represented in three different ways, okay? A can be B minus the 0.07B. So again, it's the entire thing B minus this amount. A could be the number 1 minus 0.07 and then times B. Or C, or the third one can be just A equals 0.93B. All right, so again, notice the A is the blue box, and notice how right here, this amount is 0.93B. So we can use that now to solve problems like this. It says, if the amount of water in a tank decreased by 7% from its starting value of B to its ending value of 348 gallons, determine the original amount of water in the tank. All right. So again, imagine we have a big tank of water. Okay. The tank was decreased by 7%. Okay. And now there's 348 gallons in there. So again, look at the diagram. Okay. So the whole thing is B, right? When it's full. But we lost 7%, which is this part. And now we have the blue part, which is 0.93B, which we're going to call A. All right. So now to solve this, I know that A is going to be 348. So 348 is going to equal 0.93B. And then to solve for B, I'm going to divide both sides by 0.93. And when I do that, I get B equals 374. I'm going to round here, 0.2 gallons. And there it is. All right. So again, we use this equation to solve for the original amount that was inside the tank. All right. So this gets a little bit tricky at times. So hang in there, be patient, and work hard, and you'll get it.